is hard. Hey everybody, how's it going? My name's Mayuko and welcome back to my channel. The sponsor of today's video, by the way, is Felix, so stick around to hear more about their blue light glasses. So, in tech and other places also, a lot of people are doing work making stuff that probably has never quite existed in the same way before. And so naturally, in the process of making something new and novel and unique, we clash. Stuff happens, work sucks. Now, I'm somebody who has a lot of identity in her work, and so whenever something challenging happened at work, it really sucked. Like, it would be all-consuming. I would bring it home, I would cry, I wouldn't be able to get past it in a helpful and healthy manner. I was reminded of all of this recently when I was talking to a friend earlier this week. She's in her first year of working, and she was telling me all the different things that are super frustrating, and wow, it brought back so many memories of my first years of working. And it also gave me a sense of just oh, all these situations and things that used to get me really frustrated don't as much anymore. My demons are kind of different now when it comes to work. And I think it's because I've learned a lot about working in general, because I've been working full time for almost 10 years now. I've learned from my own experience, I've learned from my seniors, my managers, and also from other people's mistakes. So much so that these lessons have kind of become my guiding lights for when it comes to work. I think of these things pretty subconsciously now, but it definitely directs who I work with, how I work, and what I work on. Side note, I love talking about these kinds of things, how to work well, how to get other people to work well, and working through difficult, challenging situations between people who make stuff together. I feel is actually just so interesting. So, if you're someone who's going through it right now at work, then this one's for you. The first of these guiding lessons that I learned is that everyone comes to work for a different reason. In any and really all of the work that I've done, I've worked with people. A minute ago, I thought you were a software engineer, and I thought all software engineers do is code and not work with other people. Which, yes, as a software engineer, I worked with a lot of people. I didn't just code. A lot of my job was collaborating and working with others. And quite frankly, working with other people has also been one of my biggest stressors at work. They can just get on your nerve, they can be mean, and they can act in ways that are completely unexpected that throw your groove off. But we need to work with other people to do stuff. I need it. I think it's actually one of the most challenging but also rewarding things to work with others. To learn who they are, what they're good at, what motivates them to work, and fostering a deep bond over time, I feel is one of the most fun parts about work. But when people are my biggest source of stress, I always try to remember that everyone comes to work for a different reason. I mean, if you think about it, everyone comes from a lot of different backgrounds. Academic backgrounds, previous work, cultural backgrounds, different coworkers and managers that help them to be who they are today. And realistically, everyone's coming to work for a different reason too, whether that be stability or pay or learning or growth or because they don't have anything else to do. As do you. You have a reason for going to work and what you want to get out of it. And so naturally, because all of us are coming from different backgrounds and coming to work for different reasons, it's only natural that you're not going to see eye to eye on certain things. For example, some people want to work quickly and get a lot of stuff done, that's the way they measure their impact. Other people want to craft something great and really take the time to build something awesome, and that's the way they want to measure their impact. And then there's others that want a good balance between the two, whatever that might look like for them. With all of these clashes, what makes working easier over time is to figure out how to work with different people with different backgrounds and different motivations. As someone who has a lot of identity in my work and honestly has really high expectations of myself in doing the work, it can be really frustrating to me to work with someone who doesn't have that. When I clash with those people, I would literally think things why don't you care more? Or wish they were just dedicated in the same way that I was. But in reality, everyone is dedicated. They're just dedicated in different ways, and it shows up in different ways. Everyone comes to work for a different reason, and that's okay. Everyone still deserves to be there because they were hired for their own skills and talents and perspectives that overall make the team better. I think it just can be really hard to see where they shine if all you see is where they don't. Which brings me to my second guiding lesson. You decide who you give your energy to. When you know what you want out of work and you also know what another person wants out of work, then it can be easy to figure out how you might work together. Maybe you have the same goals, or sometimes you have completely opposing ones. And of course, in order to figure out someone's goals, you do need to build a relationship with them. I don't usually ask them outright, like, why do you come to work? But it is something that I start to figure out after working with them over an extended period of time. Anyway, I found that if mine and someone else's goal matched, then we worked really well together. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, I work well with most people. But I do know that I have a really hard time working with people who don't communicate clearly. And you know, there were times at work where I worked with people like that. And they would be really hard to work with, and it would stress me out a lot. I would think things like, how can I help them become like better communicators? Or what could I adjust about my communication style more than what I'm already doing to meet theirs? So I would do a lot of adjustments and tinkering just to work well with somebody, which is also kind of related to I want them to like me and I also want them to be happy. But I think that maybe now that I'm further in my career, I also know where to stop. I know that after a certain amount of energy and investment that I put into a relationship, if it's not working, I let it go. Because at the end of the day, you can't control people. Like, even if you really genuinely want to help them, if they don't want it, then they're not gonna change. So I find that a much better use of my time and energy is to spend it on myself and others who are going to take the energy and make something of it. I just realized that it's not worth making everybody happy or like make everybody like me, because at the end of the day, that's not my job title. I have a job to do, and so I spend my energy much more wisely. Alright, so at this point, I wanted to say thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Felix Gray. So, I wear these glasses all the freaking time, and they're from Felix Gray. These are the blue light glasses that started it all. Felix Gray set out to create eyewear that would improve daily screen time, and now they're on a mission to create a better relationship with technology. And these Felix Gray glasses can filter out 15 times more blue light that can make screen time harsh on the eyes and be disruptive to sleep. Literally wearing these glasses while I'm on my computer, while I'm on my phone, while I'm on my iPad has super helped, because my prescription, like, my eyes are so bad, y'all, that like if I'm on a computer for too long, I feel it in my eyes. I get a headache and it really hurts. But because of the blue light technology, I also have a little bit of magnitude in them. They've really improved my experience in using technology. These, by the way, are the Rollings in Amber Toffee in the low nose bridge fit. Felix Gray offers classic frame styles made from acetate and hand finish for a durable, lightweight, and really comfortable pair of glasses. The blue light lenses are available in non-prescription or prescription. So start the year off on the right foot with Felix Gray. Try Felix Gray with their 30-day money-back guarantee. Okay, so my next lesson is one of those things that's like a North Star for like when I'm like really going through it at work. It's that everything is a learning opportunity, even if it sucks in the moment. This is really, really hard to internalize because when you're going through it, it just sucks. Like, you're just angry, disappointed, sad, upset, frustrated, you name it. And this is something that I can confidently say now because I've been through a lot of these challenges and I have learned from every single one. And now, because I've proved to myself that that's true, it's a lot easier to remind myself that everything is a learning opportunity, even when I'm going through it. So if you're early in your career, this is just one of those times where I'm just gonna say, trust me, you are absolutely gonna learn something from this. And there's nothing in life that challenges you that you don't learn from. Because here's the thing, and this is my last guiding principle, trust that your challenges and hardships will definitely amount to something. There were some days when these challenges at work felt like they weren't amounting to anything at all. But the way that reflecting works is that when you look back on those like really challenging moments, you realize what you've learned and then also how they've shaped you to be who you are today. I've learned from working with different kinds of people what kinds of people I like working with and what kind of people I don't like working with. I also learned what kind of team and project structures I like and don't like too. And honestly, all of those things have influenced things like what company do I want to work at, what kind of role I want next, what's the nature of my work, and who I want as my next manager. I mean, I know that like I'm incredibly biased in saying this, but all of the things and challenges that I've encountered as a software engineer have made me and allowed me to do this, like make videos, like be an influencer, which is not anything that I ever would have thought of before, but I just had to trust that things were gonna work out, and it did. And you know what, even now, I'm not at any sort of peak. I still experience challenges every single day, like literally every day, I talked to Scott about a new crisis that I'm having. So like, I'm still going through it at work too, you know. I like to think of it as like, I've climbed a certain set of mountains, and because I've climbed those mountains, I can now see what other mountains there are to climb. And I can choose which ones to climb on. Sometimes they'll come at me without me knowing, but because I've already climbed those mountains, I think I'll be fine with those in front of me. Because you know what? Challenges and hard times and times that suck at work are natural. It's a part of the process. Like, things can't always be rosy and perfect and amazing. It just, things happen and you have to work through them. And so I hope that these guiding lessons that I've learned throughout my career will help you too. And if not, scream at a pillow or something. I don't know, cry it out. Watch a really sad movie. Watch a really intense action movie that's gonna take you out of your own self and kind of get you lost in escapism. I found that that also works a lot as well. So thank you so much for watching today's video. I have a lot of information and experience and thoughts and stuff in here that sometimes I don't know how exactly to share, but I hope that this format worked for you. Oh, also let me know in the comments down below any guiding lessons that you have when you do work that help you through these tough times. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye!